Frequencies, what are they? And what effect do they have on our bodies? What are frequencies or hertz? First, let us start by explaining what exactly frequencies are. A sine wave is a smooth repetitive waveform. Completing the repeating wave pattern is called a cycle. The time it takes to complete one wave cycle is called the period. In this example, the time it takes to complete one cycle is 0.25 seconds, so this waveform has a period of 0.25 seconds. The unit of wave frequency measurement is called Hertz. A Hertz equals the number of wave cycles occurring in 1 second. For this wave, there are 4 cycles in 1 second. Given that the frequency is 1 over t or period, the frequency is 4 cycles in 1 second or 4 Hertz. So for example, the A note on a violin string vibrates at about 440 Hz, 440 vibrations or waves per second. How does frequency impact our bodies? First of all, you should know that the natural frequency of the Earth and a newborn baby is 432 Hz, which is connected to the C note in music. So now we learned the basics of it, and what exactly frequency is. So how does it affect the body? The entire universe is made out of sound, which is vibrations, which are frequencies. And to understand how it affects the body, we will take a look at this graph. As you can see, lower frequencies tend to pair with our lower emotions, like fear, anger, shame, guilt, etc., and higher ones with higher emotions like joy and love. And so lower emotions tend to be stress related in a negative way. And stress is what creates illness. So the more stress you have, the more chance you have of cancer, heart disease, or just a cold, etc. And higher emotions tend to relate to happiness and a more healthy way of living, which boosts the immune system, makes you lose weight and adds muscles naturally, etc. And so it has the same effect mentally also. The more negative your emotions, the more negative you think and stand in life, and the more positive you think. Which just impacts the emotions and the illnesses the same way, leaving you in a visual circle, until you do something about it. How do we raise our frequency? Simply by meditating, making you more aware of your thought, making you more able to ignore negative ones and think more positive ones. You can check out our video on meditating in the top right corner, or in the description of this video if you don't know how to. And listening to the music of a particular frequency you want or need at that moment. The best and most general one is 432 Hz, since it's the natural frequency of the Earth and thus yourself. An interesting fact about this is, in the early days all music was played on 432 Hz, like the background music of this video. But since 1926, all music had to be played by 440 Hz, which is an out of balance type of HC, and not so good for our subconscious mind. In fact, there is no such thing as "oh, you made me feel this way," or "that made me feel that way." No. We control our own emotions, we choose to feel that way at that moment. We simply think this way because all our life growing up, our parents and surroundings reacted this way to those events, making us believe these events make us feel this way. I would like to ask you to test this with me right now. You know how happiness and sadness feel, you have felt them all your life. So with me now, try to feel sad, you know how it feels. Just bring it up, force it up. Now how do you feel right now? Sad, right? And what thought do you think? Sad ones, right? Now we do the opposite, and we call upon our good and happy emotions. Just feel them come up and blast away the sadness. So now you just demonstrated to yourself that you do have control over how you feel, and can use it now in your daily life. When you feel down, just bring up these good emotions. And this will spread to your surroundings also. It is much easier for everyone to be down in this world, but the moment you say enough, and you raise your vibrations and get those happy feelings and positive energy, and you manage to keep it up, slowly but surely, your surroundings will become more and more positive too. And maybe you get to love your job again, because you just made it a positive environment. So this was it for this video. Now we know what frequency is, how it affects the body, and how we can manipulate our own frequency at any given time the way we want them to be. If you want to get rid of any particular emotion, problem or illness, you can find the right frequency for it easily on the internet. If you like this video, make sure to like it, so we know you liked it, and it makes YouTube give us a breather audience. Do also let us know if the little experiment worked for you, or any experiences you had with it. Also, if you have any more questions, you can leave them behind in the comment section, and we will do our best to answer them. If you want to keep up with our channel, make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you never miss a video. Hope to see you in our next video, where we will talk about the legendary blue lotus flower.